Welcome to your fifth Ashes Test Day 2 recap brought to you by Runmaker. What a day of cricket. We had a little bit of everything. England scores some runs. Australia scores some runs. Gets a little heated at the end. England were on top. Now at the end of the day, probably not on top. They end the day's play. England get bowled out for 384. Australia, they are still in bat. 2 wickets down for 166. Australia trails by 218 runs. Let's bring it back to the start of the day's play. Root and Harry Brook at the crease looked very comfortable yesterday. Left the game early due to bad luck. They only got 45 overs in. Looking to get a few more extra overs in today. Play started a little early. Harry Brook would again throw his wicket away. 84 runs he ended up with off 97 deliveries. Unfortunate that he wasn't going to go on and get 100. I expected that both of them would go on and get 100, but Harry Brook doing Harry Brook things, he would get himself out. Coming to the crease then, Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes, a hard-fought duck off 11 balls. He would not contribute to the score. He would go for 0 runs, and again, he would get done by Mitchell Starc. Has the number again. I think that's now 14 times in Test cricket Mitchell Starc has got Ben Stokes. Can you believe that? Then Root would have put on a big partnership with Jamie Smith. Jamie Smith would get very lucky not to get out. Look, had a couple of wayward moments, dropped catches, awkward times. But yes, Jamie Smith eventually would get out. Before he would get out, Joe Root would score his second 100 in Australia. And Joe Root is today's run maker. This segment is brought to you by Runmaker. Runmaker VR is your very own indoor net facility from the comfort of your own home. With Runmaker, you can train wherever you want with like life pace, refining your technique with real-time feedback and taking on legends in the middle, inspired by legends. This Ashes, don't just be a spectator, own the moment. You can also record your sessions and send them to your coach so you can improve your game this year. Your journey into the pitch starts with Runmaker VR. Download Runmaker and save this Ashes with code Runmaker sub DEC-E6EFEA to get 50% off your first 6-month subscription when you sign up before January 31st. 100 for Joe Root. He would push on to actually get 150, push on to get 160, but not before Jamie Smith would get himself out. With some bumper bowling from Lavishane, Smith and Root were looking very comfortable. Root didn't look like he was getting out at all, looked very comfortable at the crease. Steve Smith decided to throw the ball to Travis Head and to Lavishane. Lavishane, his classic bounces, bowling some lowies, bowling some bounces, would end up getting Jamie Smith playing one of the most stupid shots you've ever seen. I mean, there's been worse. There's been stupider shots from Harry Brook and the like. But another stupid shot from Jamie Smith would get himself out on 46, robs himself of a half century. After that, Root would go on, get his 150. Cast would be out there with him at the goal. Jax would be out there with him. They would put a nice little partnership. Jax would get 27 before he would get out. Caught Green, bowled Neser. Cast came out, could only contribute one more run. Then eventually Joe Root would get himself out to one of the greatest caught and bowls you're going to see. We've had very, very good caught and bowls of this season. Neser would get himself a caught and bowled to get Root out. 160 of 242 balls. He was out there for 398 minutes. He scored 15 fours at a strike rate of 66.11. Then Tongue, he would get out 2 balls later, ending England's innings at 384. That is England's highest scorer so far in this Ashes, and it was as if it finally took 5 tests for them to figure out that they could bat. Obviously, you would hope that Stokes would have got a few more runs, but that was their top score so far. Would it be enough? That was the question. Enter Weatherald and Travis Head. Trav Ball is back, reigning supreme here. Travis Head just going at it. I was trying to find some memes or some movie clips that kind of explain Travis Head and Weatherall. They were just throwing caution to the wind. They were playing very bazball-esque, very Trav Ball-esque. They were just slashing at everything. Weatherall had a couple of chances went down for him, but eventually he would get out again, falling over his stumps, falling over the crease, falling over that front foot. He'd get LBW to Stokes, 21 off 36. Lavishane and Travis Head would put on a really good partnership. Marnus and Stokes got into a little bit of heated action. Dark clouds came over the ground again. They were trying to get off the field. There was a discussion: are they going to go? Are they going to go off? Are they going to stay? Eventually, they stayed, and Stokes was having a few words, and there was a little bit of an exchange where Stokes puts his arm around Lavishane, has a little whisper in his ear, telling him, "It's going to be all right, mate. I'll get you out very soon." He did get him out very soon. Lavishane would be too shy of his half century, getting out for 48 off 68 balls. They bring out Michael Nisa as the night watchman to the crease. And just before the end of play, actually, this ended the game of play. He got struck on the elbow, looked to be in a little bit of pain. They had the doctor come out, but it was the final over of the day. By the time the doctor came out and looked at him, they ended up just calling it, and they went off the field a little early before they actually concluded that over. Ben Stokes only bowled that one ball of that final over of play. Ben Stokes would be the only one to get wickets for England. England's bowling was absolutely atrocious. Terrible bowling. They weren't on their lines, they weren't on their lengths, and they got absolutely carted. Bradancast, no wickets for 43 runs. Potts, the worst of the lot, no wickets for 58 runs. Tongue, no wickets for 31 runs. The best of the wickets without getting a wicket. Ben Stokes, the only one to pick up wickets, 2 wickets for those 30 runs. He'd only bowl that one final ball in that 8th over as the play went off, hitting Nisa in the arm. England, I'm not sure what they're going to do here. They're their four frontline bowlers. They didn't bowl Jackson, didn't bowl some spin. You might expect them to get some spin bowling tomorrow, but feel like they're really missing Archer, really missing Wood. Tongue has been very good, and Potts was expected to come in, and they had hoped that he would come in a little earlier. This is his chance. Didn't perform today. So England, they're down to their last string 4 bowlers here. No Atkinson, no Archer, no Wood. Could be very iffy. Australia look to push on. They can score a lot of runs here if England don't clean up their bowling. They're trailing by 218 right now. Travis Head looking to push on. He should go on and get 100, 150 or so, and someone else in the batting lineup for Australia should be there with him, whether it's Steve Smith, whether it's Alex Carey, Cam Green, or Webster. The tail for Australia bats so long. They're going to bat all the way down to Mitchell Starc because Nisa's coming in at night watchman. They're batting all the way down basically to 10. They have a lot of batting, Australia, and they should be targeting that 450 mark, looking to get that 50, 60, 70, 80 runs ahead and have England try to get a kind of head. And it should go 5 days. Should go 5 days with the way that it's looking at. The pitch is good, a little bit of nibble, a little bit of inconsistent bounce, but it's flat. We got good conditions. The darkness in the clouds and the rain are coming in kind of in the evenings, but should be a good day's play for day 3. Pink day at the SCG. It's the McGrath Foundation Day. Everyone will be decked out in pink tomorrow. Should be a really good day again of cricket, looking to push into day 5. The bowling for Australia in that first innings: Starc 2 wickets, Nisa 4 wickets, Boland 2 wickets, Green 1 wicket, Lavishane 1 wicket, and again Stokes the only one to get wickets for England with the 2. So again, Australia trail by 218 runs, looking to push on into day 3. Travis Head should get his century. Joe Root scores his 2nd century in Australia and 2nd century in the Ashes in Australia. And that is your day 2 recap of the 5th test. That's cricket.